Hi, fellow traders. Yes, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. This is my favorite time of the year. For me, Christmas was all about giving. I had more fun going shopping and trying to buy presents for others than me actually receiving presents. So it's really a fun time for me, the best time of the year for me, because I get to do what I like to do best. So today I want to apologize to you guys. I had to do the class early. So if you didn't get the message and you came in a little late, the recording will be up here in a few. Um, so I hate you guys didn't get the message. Some of you didn't get the message and you didn't make it until 30 minutes after we started. But it's the holidays and there's activities going on. And I didn't take that into consideration when I scheduled the time. So please excuse me. Last week we talked about working, what you needed to do, what your responsibilities were as a taxpayer if you're using foreign brokerage accounts, how to deal with those. Today we talked about um, are you a trader or are you an investor, and where you would fall as far as a taxpayer based on your trading activities. And that's very, very important because you can leave a lot of money on the table if you pick the wrong designation. And we didn't get to talk about mark to market election today. That's the next class. So we're going to talk about it, what it is, how to actually go about making that election, and some of the things that you may be asked to provide once you request it. And then we'll get into the legal entities that you can run your trading business through. You know, Qualifying for the mark to market designation is a little bit tricky. And if you don't feel you meet a lot of that criteria, running it through a legal entity can actually provide you with some really good benefits as well. My lawyer recommended that I run mine through an LLC, and it's worked perfect. But I can tell you firsthand, if you don't know and understand these tax laws and you try to do it yourself, your ass will be in court. And if there's any entity in this country above the law, it's the IRS, because they can make laws on the fly and there's nothing you can do about it. So you definitely want to stay on the right side of them. So that's kind of that was the motivation for me putting this class together for you guys, because I don't want you to go through what I went through a couple years ago. All right, so let's take a look at our trading today. It was really, really slow for me. FDX, we caught a really good earnings trade on this yesterday. So I was looking for it to make a move this morning. The first candle took up the whole move I was looking for. And it happens sometimes. I don't trade on a faster time frame. Like guys that were trading on the 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute time frame got a piece of this big move. But I don't do that. I wait the first 5 minutes, I let the market settle, and then I get in. It's what I've been doing for the last 5 years. I'm very consistent with my execution. I don't change with the weather. I may adjust my entries and exits. Here I took 2/3 off versus taking half, and because of how it was moving, I had no idea. It might not have made it past this. It might have bounced here and ran back. But I waited, got the opening range breakdown right before the 10 o'clock cutoff. Got in here, and it just stalled out. It just did not do anything. But it never did technically break the trend, never threw me out. So was able to hold on to it. Got some profit here, and then I took it off on the bounce. It never did lose this level here, but when we rejected the 20, I went ahead and got back in, once we made a lower low here, and kind of held on to it. We did make a lower low on this pullback, and we kind of flattened out here. And yeah, I probably should have taken it off here, but you could see we kind of couldn't push over the 20 and pull back some, but then it just kind of worked its way on up. So I was done with it. But today just wasn't a really good trading day. You can see the volume just kind of faded. We never really got anything going later on in the day. And this is what happens sometimes. Had I stayed in this trade, I probably wouldn't have given anything back if I just hung on to it and just let it continue. I might have killed it down here out of sheer boredom, but I still would have locked in profit here. I wouldn't have given like $50 or $60 back. So that's something that I had to look at, really hard when I was doing my reflection on this. It's like this never really gave me a signal to get out. We were steady under the 20. We rejected it pretty good. Yeah, we went back and tested it, but this was another little rejection. And I should have stayed in it. And I wouldn't have given anything back and just added a little bit. But these are the things that you can identify later on when you reflect on the trade. I'm thinking about what was I thinking. I was just mentally exhausted from holding all this time. And I was ready to go to lunch. And I was just kind of waiting to see what was going to happen. And, mental fatigue is basically what caused me to make a bad decision here. So that's something I need to look at going forward and just tell myself, hey, look, you got your stop. I had moved it down. The stop was break even. I could have moved it down 25-cent profit or something like that. But, I didn't. And that's my process, is when the stock gets like this and we're just trending down and the moving averages and everything have pulled well below my entry point, I can actually bring the target from break even down a little bit so it'll be a profit stop. But just didn't execute as well as I should have. So ended up with 149.29, a little base hit. Got caught still in second, but hey, that's fine. I'll take it. We're not red. This pretty much erases Monday and just gives yesterday a fully green day. So we can look positive going into Thursday and Friday here. All right, so BA, I did kill the BA swing today. Really nice. My average entry 33.45.70, and we took profit 331.35. So that is a 14-point move. Almost 14.5 points on this thing. So even though I didn't take it down here in the 320 area, and I gave back 10 points, I assumed we were going to continue to sell off. I was looking at this as just kind of a relief day, and because we didn't close above the low of this day, I thought we were going to come back, but we actually gapped up this morning. And I set my target at 331 and took me out. So, yeah, I may look to get back in this. If we bounce, pull back up and we reject, then I'll get back short again and see how far this thing can go. I really think it's going to get below 300 before the end of the year. But there's some big people holding it up. They still have faith in this company. So might be a little hard to deal with here. So got my Christmas money anyway. So I'm happy with this. We just try to get the rest of the week done on the day trading side and go into the weekend with a smile on our face. We got some parties and festivities this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. So you guys, that's it from me. Have a great night, a great evening, and I will catch you tomorrow.